When it comes to some of the questions that I think is important for ask your therapist, is some of the basics, really. It's like, especially with our neurodivergence. So like, what experience do you have in sensory integration? What experience do you have in behavioral modification? Like these experiences that are so crucial and important, because we all know there's a lot of therapists out there that say, I work with this, and really they don't have a lot of experience in the area. So if your child is struggling with whether it's gross motor skills, whatever it is, bring that into the question. Ask your therapist how many clients, or what can you tell me about cerebral palsy and my daughter having a really, really difficult time with motor planning and fine motor skills. How can you help us? So be very specific about what your child or your kiddos or your adults needs are, and ask those questions. Be like, how much experience do you have in this? Or, do you know much about this? Or because that's super, super important, because, some people are like, I just need work. And necessarily you don't have the skills. Many, many times I said to some families, I'm like, that is not my area. Like that is not my area. And I want to help you find somebody else, because I just don't want to work with you just because, I need a client. So I think all your questions are very, very important. Even about their education. There's a lot of therapists out there that are calling themselves music therapists. Like, sometimes an MFT or a licensed marriage and family therapist plays the guitar. And on their website, they're like, oh, I do music therapy. It's important to ask where their education is. Where did you graduate? What's your education? Where's your internship? How many hours did you have? What certification do you have? So it's important to ask those questions, because again, I go way back to what I said earlier in this interview. We need to be very, very careful and be very vigilant, because music can cause harm. So, as the music therapist training is like, we're not just musicians. We've broken down all these steps of what the music element is to help in therapy, versus a teacher or, somebody that plays a guitar that doesn't understand or hasn't been trained in these concepts. I truly think both are therapeutic, but one is therapy.